Hey, and welcome to this micro tutorial on working with the Rapid Flow template. I'm going to show this in Ableton, but this applies across any of the DAWs that we offer. So a question we get asked often is, why are the samples that you provide so low volume? Why isn't it working in my other templates that I may have or projects when I try to just import them? And that is because we've spent a lot of time gain staging these samples to really sound loud and punchy through our mastering chain. If you don't apply the mastering chain, then the samples will not sound correct. So let me first of all show you very quickly what we're looking at here. On the left here is the first 8 channels of the Rapid Flow template that every version that we offer has. Then there's the super channel, which is in essence your live performance effects, and all channels get routed into the super channel, which is why I'm able to very quickly affect the sound of my full track. Let me show you. So as you can see, everything's being routed through there, so it's very easy to affect things using my controller. And if you haven't yet mapped your controller, I show you how to do that in a detailed video that accompanies your download. It's different for every DAW, so I definitely recommend you to watch it from that video. But once you have it set up this way, it's super easy to affect the way your tracks will sound. So you have your super channel, and that runs into the mastering chain. And first off, the level at which we are sending stuff into there is actually not massively loud. Your kick should be around -16, -15.6, as you can see here. That's sort of the levels that we work at, and that is with your fader up at +6, because we use this workflow of using the faders at the very top, so that when you bring your controller faders all the way up, you know that your mix sounds correct. If it was like around 0 or something, that's really hard to hit when you're on stage or when you're producing. So the trick is, if all your faders are up, your mix sounds the way you designed it. So that means that when your kick is playing and your fader is all the way up, your level in the channel should show roughly something around -15, -16. Very important point. And you will see that it's quite similar also on the analog kicks. If you have the Infinity bundle and you have the analog kicks or the melodic techno kicks, you will see that this is a starting point that we have across all our sounds and samples. If you just downloaded our mastering chain, which we actually offer for free with the code birthday on checkout, remnant of my last 49th birthday, just make sure that you set it up in such a way that whatever kick drum you're sending into our mastering chain is peaking at -15 dB in the channel. -15, -14, -16, somewhere around there, you'll be fine. And the reason for this is that the mastering channel adds massive amounts of punch and boost, so that it can make the whole sound much louder, but you have a really clean gain staging in the individual channels. So let me show you what's happening in the mastering chain. Basically, there's some EQing going on, there's an OTT going on, there's a clipper going on, there's a bus compressor and a limiter. If you want to go for absolute maximum loudness, I would recommend you to add a second limiter, reduce the punch of this a little bit, and see that you spread the load across 2 limiters. Let me show you quickly. So this way you'll get cleaner and louder results than if you're trying to do it with just 1 limiter. So yes, the gain staging, if you are trying to take, for example, you've bought, let's say, the Infinity bundle and you want to take the analog kicks into a totally different project, but they don't sound correct, because in essence what you would be hearing in that project is this. Let me show you. I'm just gonna, actually let me bypass that just in a sec. Let me take just the analog kicks. This is the way they should sound. And if you remove the mastering chain because you're taking it to a different project, you're going to get this quite low level sound, which is all designed in a specific way, but it's not going to sound correct in your channel, in your other projects. So what you need to do is copy over, as you can see I'm holding the modifier key, copy over the mastering chain to your analog kicks channel. And in Ableton, it's very easy to do this. You can just grab the audio clip, I'm just going to put this into my Rapid Flow folder. I'm going to start my MIDI clip is what I'm saying. I'm just going to grab this over and call this analog kick mastered. And basically what I've done now is I'm creating a rack in Ableton that contains the analog kick drum instrument. As you can see, all the instruments are there now, even though I've just pulled this little bit of MIDI. All the settings of the channel are there, as well as the mastering chain, because I've copied everything over, right? Let me pause here and start a blank project. Okay, so I have a blank project loaded now, clean slate, and here is the file that I just took. I can drag it over to Ableton and put it just on a completely blank space. I'm just going to get rid of these to make things easier. And right now what I have here is just my analog kick drums that I've taken over from the Infinity bundle. Let me play it for you. Okay, I've sussed out why it was clipping and why it was so loud. It's because I had the fader up on +6. And in essence, this is the full chain that I have on the kick with mastering. And of course, it's mastered to 0. If I put it +6, it's going to clip. Let me show you. But if I put the fader on 0, it's fine. So if you take stuff over, you need to either keep this mastering chain in the channels of the devices you've taken over, or maybe you create a group and send anything that you pick from our template into a group that has that mastering, and from there it goes to your output. Or what I would actually highly recommend, because the mastering chain sounds so good, is just grab the mastering chain, put it on your master, send stuff from there normally. So now again I can put my fader up to 6. And now it will sound correct, and you'll have the mastering chain that we do in your project and work from there, and just adjust your gain levels of anything new that you make so that it fits together with this. I know it can seem very counterintuitive to keep levels low in your channels and only boost it in the master, but once I learned this, it makes a huge difference for how clean stuff sounds. Your plugins that model analog hardware will sound much, much better if you do it this way. And you'll have the benefit of our mastering chain, which really is one of the best things we've designed in the Rapid Flow template. It sounds really, really good across all DAWs, and it's a great starting point for you to get a cloud, clean, punchy mix. I hope this has been helpful, and I will see you on the next micro tutorial. Bye-bye.